Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw tonight was from the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri, and the show just ended. And Monday Night Raw tonight, what an awful show this was. This show sucked. The show was absolutely boring, in my opinion. We only had one qualifying match tonight for the Elimination Chamber. And it was Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. Obviously, we all knew who was going to win that match in the outcome. But also on the show tonight, we had a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team qualifying match where it was DIY, Gargano and Ciampa versus Imperium, Kaiser and Vinci, New Day, Kofi and Xavier, and the Creed Brothers. So the winners of this match tonight will get to face Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and the winners of that match will get to face the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship at Elimination Chamber. But like I said, we had the Elimination Chamber qualifying match, Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. We had Ivar and Valhalla versus Akira Tozawa and Maxxine Dupri. Yeah, that was a match on the show tonight. That was a bathroom break match. We also had The Miz versus Jaden McDonagh. The Women's Tag Team Championship was on the line. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, defend the titles against Kayden Carter and Katana Chance because Kayden Carter and Katana wanted their rematch clause for the titles. And the main event, we had Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a bull rope match where it went back to Cody Rhodes versus Nakamura again, but only it was a bull rope match. And the news that has been breaking all weekend, a lot of people couldn't stop talking about it. Cody Rhodes and giving up his spot at WrestleMania to The Rock. So it's going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns, but nothing is official yet until we get to the press conference on Thursday in Vegas. So that's when we're going to get confirmation if the match is going to take place. A lot of people are like, oh, this is a work, and Cody Rhodes is going to face Roman at WrestleMania. But we have to wait until Thursday until something is confirmed, whether it will be Roman versus Rock, or or it's a work, or it could be Cody versus Roman. Who knows? But anyways, let's jump right into the review. Monday Night Raw opened up tonight, and we had American Idol time on Monday Night Raw because first person that came out was Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins came out. He made his way to the ring. I don't know what the fuck he was wearing. He went to Becky's closet and chose, what he wanted to wear for Monday Night Raw tonight. So Seth Rollins came out. We saw a knee brace displayed on Rollins' knee. So Rollins got on the mic and he welcomed St. Louis to Monday Night Rollins. Of course, the crowd, just going, whoa. So Rollins ended up saying that it's been a great week in the company. He kept saying after last Friday on SmackDown, he certainly smells what's cooking. So the crowd ended up booing that. And they started to chant for Cody. So good. The crowd booing at the news of, it's going to be The Rock versus Roman when it's confirmed. Yeah, who wants to see that? Nobody asked for it. Other than The Rock. This is all The Rock's doing. So Rollins ended up saying that he senses they want Cody. And good news for them. Rollins ended up saying that he wants Cody as well. He ended up saying after last Friday, he's got more questions than answers. So Rollins then called Cody out. Cody came out, got a massive pop from the crowd. Of course, we had sing-along number 2, where everybody was going, whoa! So the crowd was cheering for Cody. So Cody ended up getting into the ring. He got on the mic. He ended up saying, so, World Heavyweight Champion, Seth frickin' Rollins, and St. Louis, what do you want to talk about? So we had a Rocky Sucks chant fire up, of course, because of, what happened on Friday. And this is the news that's been buzzing all weekend that the fans couldn't stop talking about. So we had a Rocky Sucks chant fire up from the crowd. What was funny was Michael Cole on commentary when the crowd was chanting Rocky Sucks. Michael Cole was like, oh, is this 1996 again? Which, that was funny. Because, of course, when The Rock was heel, with the Nation of Domination, the crowd would chant Rocky Sucks at him. So Rollins ended up saying that he wasn't expecting to hear that chant. Of course, obviously, all of us were expecting that chant because of, what happened on Friday and the news that everybody's been talking about over the weekend. So we had the crowd end up chanting, we want Cody. So Rollins ended up saying that he'll cut right to the chase. He ended up saying that he understands what Cody is going through. But we need answers. He ended up saying last week, he ended up saying that the World Heavyweight Championship is the most prestige championship in this entire industry. So Rollins ended up standing by those words. Rollins ended up saying that he needs this match as much as Cody does. He ended up saying that he has to know if he's better than he was the last time they did the dance a few years ago. So Rollins ended up saying that he has to know if he's the best. And the only way for him to know is to test himself against the best. He ended up saying Cody is the best. So Rollins was like, oh, Cody, are you going to fight me at WrestleMania? To which the crowd ended up booing at that, which I don't blame them. Nobody is asking to see Cody versus Seth again. So the crowd was chanting no. So before Cody could say anything, Drew McIntyre made his way down to the ring. Drew McIntyre got into the ring. Crowd booed at him. McIntyre got on the mic. He kept saying that he thinks he speaks on behalf of everyone. He kept saying, what the hell? So McIntyre ended up saying that he set them up perfectly for WrestleMania. And now they're going to screw it up. He ended up saying that Rollins is the only other person who hates Punk as much as McIntyre, as much as himself. He ended up saying that Rollins knew how bad Punk would be for this place, and that he took Punk out. McIntyre ended up saying that they should be talking about their main event match for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So the crowd ended up cheering for that. So McIntyre ended up saying that he even had a t-shirt commissioned. McIntyre then removed his jacket, and it revealed a black t-shirt with a meme of McIntyre smiling by a grave. And on the grave, it said, CM Punk's WrestleMania main event dream, 2024 to 2024. Which, after this segment, the shirt already is up on WWE Shop. So I know all the Punk haters are going to have a field day and buy that shirt, just to wear it. So McIntyre ended up saying that Rollins' extra small is in the back. He ended up saying, why did Rollins have to get into Cody's head? So McIntyre ended up telling Cody not to listen to Rollins, and that he has to finish the story. He ended up saying that Cody has been talking about it for 2 years. So he ended up saying, think about everything he's done in the ring and outside. McIntyre then ended up telling Cody not to let him or the people around the world down. McIntyre ended up saying that he doesn't want to go here, but he feels like he has to. He ended up saying that he was his father's Florida champion, and that Cody shouldn't let his father down. Rollins then ended up telling McIntyre not to be a prick. He ended up saying what makes McIntyre think if Cody doesn't accept his challenge for WrestleMania, it would be him versus McIntyre. So Rollins ended up saying, oh, we did it twice, and you lost. So McIntyre ended up saying that there were outside reasons for why you lost. He was like, isn't this the pot calling the kettle black? Didn't Rollins lose to Cody 3 times? So McIntyre ended up saying that Rollins has done an amazing job as the World Heavyweight Champion. He ended up saying, is it the true workhorse champion? He ended up saying, ignore what everyone else has to say. McIntyre ended up saying that that's the title that everyone wants to see defended. And no one wants to fight for Reigns' title because they know the finish. He ended up saying that Reigns' family will interfere. He ended up saying this is a case of let the best man win. So Cody then ended up going to speak, and McIntyre cut him off. He ended up saying that if this is the Workhorse Championship, they'd have shot Rollins dead after the first injury. He ended up saying 17 injuries later, it's time for someone to do the job. So he ended up saying that Rollins has done an amazing job, but it's time for him, McIntyre, to take it from here. So McIntyre then ended up laying Rollins out with the Glasgow kiss. Cody then quickly attacked McIntyre. He ended up knocking McIntyre out of the ring. McIntyre then smiled and backed up the ramp. And pretty much that was basically how the segment ended. But overall, I thought this was a strong opening to the show. You know, Seth Rollins coming out there, wanting an answer from Cody if Cody's going to fight him at WrestleMania. But pretty much WWE has a problem on its hands because with Roman Reigns versus The Rock. And like I said, this is the news that fans in the IWC have been talking about all weekend since Friday in that final segment on SmackDown. So we won't get an official answer until Thursday at the press conference in Vegas. But like I said, good, strong opening to Monday Night Raw here. And then we had the first match of the night, which was a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship qualifying match. The Creed brothers, Bruce and Julius Creed versus Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci versus DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa versus The New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. And this was a very good match here. A lot of great spots that happened in this match. And the winners will get to face Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And they both will square off. And the winners of that match will get to face the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest at the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship. So the match ended up starting off with Xavier Woods and Tommaso Ciampa. And, of course, 2 men will be in the match at any time. So Ciampa ended up shoulder tackling Woods. He hit the ropes, but Woods ended up quickly drop kicking Ciampa down. Kofi ended up tagging in. Kofi hit Ciampa with a springboard crossbody block. He ended up going for the cover, to which Ciampa kicked out. Woods ended up tagging back in. So Woods and Kofi ended up running over Ciampa with some strikes and some splashes. And we had Woods end up going for the cover, and Ciampa ended up kicking out. Kofi tagged back in. He came off the top rope with a double stomp to Ciampa's arm. Ciampa then soon elbowed Kofi in the face. He hit the ropes, but Kofi ended up leapfrogging Ciampa twice. Ciampa then big booted Kofi down. Giovanni Vinci ended up blind tagging off of Ciampa's back. So Ciampa then punched Vinci off the apron. Kofi then dropkicked Ciampa down. Kaiser then drove Kofi into the ring post. And Kaiser ended up dropkicking Kofi to the floor. So then Monday Night Raw went to commercial. Then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Kaiser started punching away at Kofi's face. He then started stomping on Kofi's back. Kofi ended up trying to fight back, but Kaiser ended up elbowing Kofi in the back of his head. Kaiser then whipped Kofi into the corner, but Kofi springboarded off the ropes with a drop kick. So both Woods and Vinci ended up tagging in. Woods delivered a clothesline on Vinci, and Woods then knocked Kaiser off the apron. Woods then ended up hitting Vinci with a sidekick. Ciampa then ran in, but Woods ended up taking Ciampa down. Julius Creed ended up running in to attack Woods, but Woods ended up hitting Julius with an honor roll. Woods then ended up taking Vinci down. He then hit the ropes, but Gargano ended up hitting Woods with a slingshot spear. So we had Gargano and Ciampa end up hitting Brutus Creed with a double team sliced bread. DIY then end up hitting the Creed brothers with stereo planches. And of course, they did their whole, where they pat themselves on the back. I always loved when, Gargano and Ciampa do that, with the whole clap and patting themselves on the back. So Kofi then ended up dropkicking DIY off the apron. Kofi then hit the ropes, but Imperium ended up pulling Kofi out of the ring, started beating him down. Gargano ended up taking out both Vinci and Kaiser with a suicide dive. Julius then ended up coming off the top rope with a awesome, great-looking somersault senton. Woods then ended up climbing the ropes, but Ciampa ended up chopping Woods' chest. Ciampa then started clubbing Woods' back. He then lifted Woods up, and this was great here. Ciampa then ended up hitting Woods with a air raid siren off the ropes and onto everybody at ringside. Great spot there. So then Monday Night Raw went to commercial. Then when Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Vinci ended up flipping Brutus off the top rope onto Gargano and Julius. Ciampa ended up grabbing Vinci, but Vinci ended up stunning him with some elbows and a chop. So we have Vinci and Kaiser end up setting up for a double team superplex on Ciampa, but Kofi and Xavier end up cutting Imperium off. And so we got a Tower of Doom spot at this point in the match, where we had Kofi and Xavier end up powerbombing Imperium, as Imperium ended up hitting Ciampa with the superplex. So Brutus ended up hitting Kaiser with the moonsault. Nice moonsault by Brutus. And so Brutus ended up going for the cover, and Kofi and Xavier Woods ended up breaking up the pin. Vinci ended up crushing Brutus with a running crossbody block. Julius ended up hitting Vinci with a high knee. Gargano then ended up hitting Julius with a running enziguri. Kofi ended up running in. He ended up hitting Gargano with the Famouser. So Kaiser then ended up hitting Kofi with a clothesline. Woods then hit Kaiser with a gutbuster. Ciampa then kneed Woods out of the ring. Ciampa then ended up hitting the ropes, and Brutus ended up delivering a shoulder tackle to Ciampa. Vinci ended up hitting Brutus with a crossbody block, but Brutus ended up rolling through, and he locked in the ankle lock on Vinci. Julius ended up hitting Kaiser with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex, and he kicked up. Gargano and Kingston end up, meeting that as well, where Julius ended up delivering a belly-to-belly suplex to both Gargano and Kofi. So at the end of the match, we had the Creed brothers end up hitting Vinci with a Brutus ball. Ciampa ended up kneeing Brutus in his head. Gargano ended up kicking Julius in the face. And that led to both Gargano and Ciampa ended up hitting Vinci with the meat in the middle. Ciampa ended up going for the cover. And there you go. DIY ended up winning the match. So it's going to be DIY versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And that should be a very good match there. And the winner of that match will get to face, of course, Balor and Damian Priest for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship at Elimination Chamber. But overall, very good match this was, and a lot of great spots here. Of course, the matchup, DIY versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, is going to take place this Friday on SmackDown. So, like I said, it should be a very good match there on Friday. And then we saw Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler was backstage. She was preparing for her match against Becky Lynch to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Shayna Baszler ended up putting on her judo suit with the black belt. And she ended up saying that the last time she was in an Elimination Chamber match, she went through 5 other women just to get to Becky Lynch. So then, it cut to Becky Lynch backstage. Becky ended up saying that the last time she faced Baszler, she needed to beat her because her title was on the line. She ended up saying now she needs to beat Baszler because her future is on the line. So pretty much that was that. And then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. Elimination Chamber qualifying match. The matchup was okay in my opinion. Wasn't great. So the match ended up getting on the way. Both Becky and Baszler ended up circling the ring. Baszler ended up quickly grabbing Becky's arm. Becky ended up fighting out, but Baszler ended up grabbing Becky's arm and twisted it. Baszler ended up hitting a waistlock takeover to Becky. Becky then soon grabbed Baszler's arm, and she was setting up for this armor. So Baszler ended up fighting out of it, and she rolled Becky up, to which Becky ended up kicking out. Baszler ended up pushing off of this armor attempt, and Baszler ended up knocking Becky into the corner. She ended up pinning a running knee to Becky's face. Zoe Stark also was shown watching the match backstage. Of course, Zoe Stark is Shayna Baszler's tag team partner. So Baszler was setting up for the Karafuda clutch. Becky ended up running Baszler out of the ring, and she ended up pinning a baseball slide to Baszler. Becky then came off the apron, but Baszler ended up grabbing Becky in a Karafuda clutch attempt, to which Becky ended up fighting out of it, but Baszler ended up kicking Becky down. Baszler then ended up wedging Becky's hand into the ring steps, and she ended up kicking it. Becky then ended up grabbing her hand in pain, selling that spot there. So then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Becky was in control of the match. She ended up kicking away at Shayna Baszler. Becky then hit the ropes. She ducked the clothesline from Baszler and then ended up hitting a run shoulder tackle. Becky then clutched her arm in pain, and then she avalanched Baszler in the corner. Becky was going for the Bexploder, but Baszler ended up fighting out of it. Baszler connected with a German suplex to Becky, which was followed up by a running knee. So Baszler ended up going for the cover, to which Becky ended up kicking out too. So Becky was going for the manhandle slam, but Baszler ended up getting out of it. Baszler ended up slinging Becky Lynch down, and she got her on the apron. Becky ended up knocking Baszler back. She came off the top rope with a missile drop kick, which connected to Baszler. So Becky ended up going for the cover, and Baszler ended up kicking out. Becky then immediately applied this armor, but Baszler ended up powering out of that. Baszler knows Becky way too well to be powering out of Becky's, moves. So Becky was knocked throw first into the ropes by Baszler. Baszler ended up going for a shoulder, but Becky ended up avoiding that and then kicked Baszler in the face. So Becky ended up going to the top rope. Baszler ended up kicking Becky in her head, and she ended up slamming her onto the canvas. Baszler then ended up hitting a running knee for a near fall, to which, at this point, Liv Morgan was shown watching backstage. Of course, Liv Morgan is going to be facing Zoe Stark next week on Monday Night Raw, and it's going to be an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So Becky Lynch ended up getting out of a German suplex. She ended up hitting a reverse DDT, and Baszler ended up kicking out at 2. So Becky ended up going for the manhandle slam, but of course, once again, Baszler ended up getting out, and she ended up picking Becky's ankle. And then she ended up applying the ankle lock on Becky. So Becky ended up crawling to the ropes. Baszler ended up pulling Becky away. Becky ended up rolling through the ankle lock and sent Baszler into the apron. So Becky started kicking away and started clubbing away at Baszler. She ended up going to the second rope. She ended up leaping off the second rope, but Baszler avoided it. Baszler ended up snapping Becky's left arm off the top rope. So we had, at the end of the match, Becky ended up catching Baszler with a manhandle slam, which looked very lame. So she ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Becky Lynch ended up winning the match. And she is now going into the Elimination Chamber. But overall, the match was okay. Not great, in my opinion. And then we had Cathy Kelley. Cathy Kelley was backstage with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan ended up telling Cathy Kelley that she thinks Zoe Stark is a great competitor, but she is not her business. She ended up telling Cathy Kelley that she lost almost a year of her career, and next week is about her revenge. She ended up saying that her revenge is about Rhea Ripley. So Liv Morgan ended up saying, "Watch me." So pretty much that was basically that. And as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we saw Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce was in his office with Drew McIntyre. Pearce ended up telling McIntyre that it's been 2 weeks in a row that McIntyre has attacked guys that aren't medically cleared. First McIntyre ended up attacking Punk, and now he attacked Seth Rollins. So Pearce ended up telling McIntyre that he will be fining him. So in the background on the TV, we saw Rhea Ripley making her way down to the ring, which she was not scheduled to, and that upsetted Adam Pearce. So Rhea Ripley got into the ring. She ended up saying that Becky Lynch has qualified for the Women's Elimination Chamber. But she ended up saying that she's here because she wants Nia Jax one-on-one so she can rip her bloody head off. So then Rhea Ripley then called out Nia Jax. But she didn't get Nia Jax. She got Adam Pearce. So Adam Pearce ended up coming out. He ended up telling Rhea Ripley that this is not the time for this. He ended up saying that he gets that Rhea Ripley's upset, but they're not doing this right now. So Pearce got into the ring. He ended up saying that he'll give Rhea Ripley a match against Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship at the Elimination Chamber. And I'm like, what did Nia Jax do to earn an opportunity at the Women's World Championship? What did she do? Nothing. So Nia Jax ended up coming out. She quickly made her way to the ring. Adam Pearce ended up trying to get in her way, but Nia Jax sidestepped Adam Pearce. Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax brawled into the ring, and Nia Jax ended up knocking Pearce off the apron. So Pearce ended up shouting for security. Security ended up running down. They tried to separate Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, but you know how this goes down. Nia Jax ended up avalanching the security. She then ended up hitting Rhea Ripley with the Annihilator. Nia Jax then ended up slapping Rhea Ripley in the face, and she walked off with a smile on her face. She said to Rhea Ripley, "See you in Perth." And then that's when she slapped Rhea Ripley. But overall, who cares about this match? Do you all care? I don't care. I don't give one shit about this match at Elimination Chamber. And as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we saw the headlines coming out of the SmackDown segment on Friday with Roman Reigns and The Rock. Michael Cole ended up announcing that the match is not official yet, but we won't get any confirmation if Roman Reigns and The Rock are going to main event WrestleMania until the WrestleMania press conference on Thursday in Vegas. So this Thursday we'll get our answer if the match is going to take place. A lot of people don't want this match. We don't want to see Cody versus Roman. Not Roman and The Rock. But The Rock has to weasel his way to get into this match. And there's talks maybe, if this match gets confirmed, that The Rock could be walking out as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Because The Rock politicked his way into getting this match with Roman. He might politic his way to take the title off of Roman, which I hope does not happen. But from the outcome, if this match does happen, we all know that Roman is going to retain the title. It's going to be another year with Roman being the champion. And then we had Akira Tozawa and Maxxine Dupri versus Ivar and Valhalla. Awful fucking match this was. Ivar and Valhalla end up winning the match. Ivar pulled Tozawa up, hit a big slam off the second rope, and that was that. Maxxine Dupri, absolutely awful in the ring. Moving on. We saw Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They were talking with JD McDonagh and Dominic Mysterio. R-Truth came in. He kept asking what they're talking about. So McDonagh ended up saying that R-Truth is lucky that he has a match right now, or he'd wipe the floor with him. R-Truth ended up saying that he should wipe the windshields and earn his keep. So McDonagh and Dominic end up walking off. R-Truth ended up saying that he's officially in after the beating because that was his initiation. Balor ended up saying that he cannot handle Truth. So Balor ended up walking off. So Priest looked conflicted. He ended up telling R-Truth to make himself at home. So R-Truth ended up smiling as he sat down on the couch. And that was that. And as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we saw Jackie Redmond. Jackie Redmond was with The Miz. They were in gorilla position. Jackie Redmond ended up asking The Miz about how he's approaching his match with JD McDonagh. Miz ended up telling Jackie Redmond that R-Truth still thinks he's in the Judgment Day. He ended up saying that he's either crazy or a genius. So he ended up saying that R-Truth thinks last week was an initiation. But Miz ended up saying that he thinks it was a declaration of war. So pretty much that was basically that. Miz ended up going out there for his match against JD McDonagh, which the match itself was just very meh, in my opinion. So Dominic Mysterio was also out there. Match got underway where Miz was quickly distracted by Dominic, so McDonagh ended up taking Miz down. McDonagh started punching and stomping Miz down in the corner. He ended up sending Miz into the ropes for a back elbow. McDonagh ended up chopping away at Miz's chest. He ended up sending Miz into the ropes. Miz then blocked the drop kick from McDonagh. He catapulted McDonagh into the corner. Miz hit the ropes and he turned McDonagh inside out with a clothesline. He then kneed McDonagh in his midsection a few times and he ended up turning McDonagh inside out with a whip into the corner. Miz then connected with a back body drop to McDonagh and he clotheslined McDonagh over the top rope. Miz then knocked McDonagh into the timekeeper's area and he ended up giving McDonagh a vertical suplex on the floor. Miz then bounced McDonagh off the commentary table and he put McDonagh back into the ring. Miz ended up kicking McDonagh's back. So as the ref was checking on McDonagh, Dominic ended up grabbing Miz's ankle and McDonagh ended up knocking Miz off the apron. So then Monday Night Raw went to commercial. So as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had R-Truth end up coming out. R-Truth came out to the stage. He got a big ovation from the crowd. R-Truth here was better than the match that was going on with McDonagh and Miz. So what R-Truth did was he ended up throwing some Judgment Day t-shirts to the crowd. the ones with his name on them. So he started throwing them into the crowd. He's just walking through the crowd. He was taking pictures with fans in the crowd. So McDonagh ended up going for a moonsault. Miz got his feet up. Miz started punching away at McDonagh and kicked him to the corner. Miz ended up hitting McDonagh with his patented corner clothesline. He ended up following up with a diving cross body block. He ended up going for the cover, to which McDonagh ended up kicking out. Miz was sent up to hit the skull crushing finale on McDonagh, but McDonagh ended up fighting out of it. Miz then ended up sending McDonagh out of the ring, and Miz then ended up hitting Dominic with a baseball slide. Miz connected with a hurricanrana on McDonagh, and he pointed at Dominic. R-Truth appeared at ringside. He forced the t-shirt onto Dominic, and then Miz ended up big booting Dominic down. So McDonagh then ended up booting the Miz down. McDonagh ended up hitting Miz with a moonsault for a near fall. R-Truth then got on the apron. He was waving some money at McDonagh. And this was McDonagh's cut of the sales of the t-shirt. So McDonagh was looking pleased. So McDonagh took the money from Truth. Miz then ended up hitting McDonagh with the skull crusher finale. All the money goes flying. So Miz ended up going for the cover. And there you go. The Miz ended up winning the match. So post-match, Truth and Dominic were trying to collect the money in the ring. Miz then celebrated with R-Truth on the stage. And pretty much that was basically that. Overall, just a very meh match this was. R-Truth was the best thing, of course, that was happening here, where he was tossing the Judgment Day t-shirts to the crowd. That was much better than what was going on in the ring with McDonagh and The Miz. And then we had Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci in Adam Pearce's office. Kaiser ended up saying that he wants to make sure the celebration of Gunther will be spectacular. So Adam Pearce ended up saying that it will be everything they discussed. So Braun Breaker then walked in. Kaiser and Vinci looked unimpressed with Braun Breaker. So Pearce then ended up showing a contract for Breaker to sign if he wants to go to Monday Night Raw. So because Braun Breaker was on SmackDown on Friday, Nick Aldis offered Braun Breaker a contract, but Pearce was there. He's like, no, don't sign that contract yet. I have a contract to show you for Monday Night Raw. So that's what led to Braun Breaker showing up on Monday Night Raw, and Adam Pearce ended up showing the contract to him. So what brand does Braun Breaker go to? I mean, he just won with Baron Corbin last night at, NXT Vengeance Day. So I have to say that Braun Breaker, he might be signing with SmackDown. So that's where I see Braun Breaker going. And then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had the celebration of Gunther, in his 605th day as the Intercontinental Champion. So Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci were in the ring. The ring was decorated with these 4 columns, and also black carpet was laid out. Kaiser ended up demanding the attention of the crowd for the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. He ended up saying that it's been 600 days of the ring general, Gunther. So Gunther ended up making his way to the ring. So Gunther ended up getting on the mic. He ended up saying, to the surprise of no one, he is celebrating the jubilee of his 600 days as champion. Gunther ended up saying that he appreciates Kaiser setting up the ceremony, but he doesn't want it anymore. He ended up saying one thing will never change, and that he will be the greatest and longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Because he was like, what's the difference? 700 days, 800 days, 1,000 days are a given. So Gunther ended up saying that he's running out of competition, and that there is no man worthy of challenging him for the Intercontinental Championship. So that brought out Jey Uso. Jey Uso made his way to the ring. Everybody gave him a huge ovation, and everybody was doing the Jey Uso, bouncing their arms up and down. So Mr. Yeet wants a shot at Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So Jey got on the mic. He kept saying that main event Jey Uso is now in your city. So Gunther ended up saying that he gets it. He started mocking the arm gesture. He ended up saying that it's simple gestures for a simple audience. He ended up saying that the last time he saw Jey, he eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. So Gunther ended up saying that he expected he'd have a word with him. But this is not the way to do it. He ended up saying that this is a celebration and that he is sensing some disrespect. Of course, a yeet chant ended up picking up from the crowd. Jey ended up saying that there was no disrespect and that he sees the work he's put in. Gunther ended up saying that Jey is a very accomplished man himself and that he's one of the most decorated tag team wrestlers of all time. Yeet. He ended up saying that he was part of the best tag team in WWE history. Yeet. He holds the record as the longest reigning tag team champion of all time. Yeet. So Gunther ended up saying that Jey only had to put in 50% of the work and that he achieved all this on his own. Jey then ended up saying that Gunther is going to get 100% of this whooping. So Jey ended up saying that he was 1,000 days plus as tag team champion and the first tag team to main event WrestleMania. He ended up saying that it's 2024. If you want Jey Uso to be the Intercontinental Champion, then he wants to hear the crowd say, yeet. So the crowd ended up saying, yeet. So Gunther then ended up saying, well, good for you. After 15 years, you finally developed the guts to step out of the shadow of your family and achieve something for yourself. He ended up saying, Jey is not the first, and you will not be the last to ride on my coattail. So Gunther ended up saying that when he beats Jey, he'll beat him worse than his own family ever did. And that he'll beat him so badly, he'll long for the good old days when people couldn't tell him and his brother apart. So Gunther then shoved Jey. Jey then tackled Gunther down, but Kaiser and Vinci ended up quickly attacking Jey. Just beating him down. And that led to Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston end up running down to make the save for Jey. So Imperium got out of the ring. Wanted nothing to do with Kofi and Xavier. And pretty much that was basically that. But overall, this was a good segment. Gunther celebrating his 605th day as the Intercontinental Champion. Of course, he is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Jey Uso wants a shot at the title. He wants to face Gunther. So I'm wondering how this will go at the Elimination Chamber. I know they're going to book Jey Uso versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber. But will Jimmy Uso cost Jey the title? I sense that might happen. Overall, good segment this was. And then we had a promo from Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura ended up saying that Cody Rhodes wants to fight him so badly that he chose a bull rope match, thinking he'd have an advantage. He ended up saying that the only thing it will do is embarrass his family name. And Nakamura was saying this in, Japanese, and he had the subtitles, of course. He ended up saying that Cody will receive pain, loss, and shame from this match. Nakamura ended up saying that he sees people saying, we want Cody. So he was like, no, Nakamura wants Cody. So pretty much that was basically that. Nakamura ended up spitting the mist at Cody during a house show, and they played that, clip on Monday Night Raw tonight. And then we had the Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, versus Kayden Carter and Katana Chance. And this was just very meh, in my opinion. Asuka started off against Katana Chance. Both women end up blocking up. Asuka ended up taking Chance down. Asuka ended up hitting Chance with a shoulder tackle. And at this point, we saw Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Natalya, Tegan Nox, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell. They were all watching the match backstage. And we had Katana Chance end up slapping Asuka in the face, but Asuka just smiled. That slap in the face did nothing for Asuka. So Asuka ended up kicking Katana Chance in the face, ended up taking her down. Asuka ended up going for a German suplex, but Katana Chance ended up getting out of it. Chance then ended up bending under a spin kick from Asuka. She ended up kicking Asuka in her ribs. So Kayden Carter and Katana Chance end up attacking both Asuka and Kairi Sane at ringside, and Monday Night Raw went to commercial. Then when Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had the Kabuki Warriors end up double teaming on Kayden Carter. Asuka then ended up going for the cover, to which Carter ended up kicking out. Carter then ended up booting Asuka back. Kairi Sane quickly tagged in, came off the top rope, and she ended up attacking Kayden Carter. So it looked like when Kairi Sane was coming off the top rope to attack Kayden Carter, I guess Kayden Carter was apparently supposed to move, but that was a botch there. It looked absolutely awful there. So Katana Chance ended up tagging in. She ended up tripping Kairi Sane, and Katana Chance ended up knocking Asuka off the apron and drop kick Kairi Sane. Chance ended up putting Sane in the corner, started stomping away at her. So Chance ended up hitting a quarter clothesline, ended up putting Kairi Sane through the ropes. Chance ended up coming off the ropes with a double stomp to the neck. She ended up going for the cover, to which Sane ended up kicking out. So at the end of the match, we had Asuka end up getting into the ring. She ended up kicking Katana Chance in her head. Kairi Sane tagged in. Asuka and Kairi Sane ended up hitting a stereo reverse DDT, insane elbow drop on Katana Chance. So we had Kairi Sane end up going for the cover. And there you go. The Kabuki Warriors end up winning the match, retaining the Women's Tag Team Championship. Overall, very meh match it was. Obviously, we all knew that the Kabuki Warriors were going to retain the titles. And Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, they received no reaction from the crowd. None. Which is sad. Because these women deserve much better. Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. So then we saw Jackie Redmond. Jackie Redmond sat with Sami Zayn. This was done earlier in the day. They were sitting in the stands of the Enterprise Center. Jackie Redmond ended up asking Sami Zayn what is going through his mind and how much has to do with Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn ended up saying that he's had a really good year and that he learned to not let the loss to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, eat him up. He ended up saying after that match, Triple H pulled him aside and told him he had nothing to be down about. Sami Zayn ended up saying that he is Rocky, the ultimate underdog. He ended up saying that Rocky didn't win the title in the first film, and that he will fight like an underdog every single night. He ended up saying that it's life or death for him. Sami Zayn ended up saying that he's not an underdog, though. He's a contender who will be a champion. So Jackie Redmond ended up asking Sami Zayn if he still has something to prove. Sami Zayn ended up telling Jackie Redmond that he needs to prove it to himself and the people in the seats. He ended up saying that it's proven that they didn't get into him for nothing, and that Sami Zayn will prove the people right. So I thought this was a pretty good interview with Sami Zayn here. Sami Zayn, he will be, a champion. So that'll come for Sami Zayn at some point. And then they announced for next week on Raw, it's going to be Jey Uso teaming up with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston to take on Imperium. So they're going to be facing Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and Gunther. Also, JD McDonagh will battle R-Truth. Liv Morgan will also take on Zoe Stark in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So that's all set for Monday Night Raw next week. Main event, bull rope match, Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was, decent match here. Now, if you remember, last time we saw a Rhodes in a bull rope match, it was Dusty Rhodes, when he took on Randy Orton in that Texas bull rope match at the Great American Bash in 2007. Of course, Randy Orton ended up defeating Dusty Rhodes in that match. And Michael Cole on commentary ended up stating that Cody Rhodes is using the same bull rope that Dusty used in his match against Billy Graham in 1977 at Madison Square Garden. So I thought that was very cool. Cody using the same rope that Dusty used. But do we really need to see another match against Cody and Nakamura? This was not needed, but like I said, it was a decent match. But not needed. So Cody was hooked to the bull rope. Nakamura ended up hooking up to the bull rope. He ended up throwing the cowbell at Cody, and then he ended up knocking Cody down. Cody then soon kicked Nakamura, dropped down for an uppercut. Rhodes ended up sending Nakamura into the ropes and turned Nakamura inside out with a kitchen sink knee to Nakamura's midsection. Cody then ended up ringing the cowbell, but Nakamura ended up getting out of the ring. Cody then followed Nakamura out. Nakamura ended up going into the crowd, but Cody ended up using the rope to pull Nakamura ribs first into the barricade. And that's when Monday Night Raw went to commercial. Then when Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Cody was using the rope to pull Nakamura face first to the ring post. And Cody ended up pulling Nakamura face first to the ring post 3 times. Nakamura slowly got into the ring. Cody started punching Nakamura in his forehead. Cody then hit the ropes for a disaster kick, but Nakamura used the rope to pull Cody out of midair. Nakamura put Cody in the corner, started kicking away at him. Nakamura ended up connecting the bad vibrations to Cody, to which Cody ended up rolling out of the ring. Nakamura ended up pulling Cody into the apron. Nakamura then dropped the knee on Cody's neck. He ended up going for the cover, to which Cody kicked out. Nakamura started kicking away at Cody and ended up digging his boot into Cody's face. Nakamura then whipped Cody with the bull rope, ended up laying Cody on the top turnbuckle. Nakamura then hit the running knee to Cody's ribs. He went for the cover, to which Cody kicked out. Nakamura ended up hitting the ropes. Cody ended up drop kicking Nakamura in his knee. Cody then applied the figure 4 in the center of the ring, to which Nakamura grabbed the cowbell. Nakamura grabbed the cowbell and he hit Cody in the head and he broke up the figure 4. So that's when Monday Night Raw went to its last and final commercial of the night. So as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Cody ended up hitting Nakamura with a snap power slam. He hit the disaster kick to Nakamura. He ended up going for the cover, to which Nakamura kicked out. Rhodes then started punching Nakamura, but Nakamura reversed the whip into the corner. Nakamura then ended up quickly putting Cody on the ropes, ended up hitting a sliding German suplex. Nakamura then started kneeing away at Cody's ribs. He ended up setting up for the Kinshasa, but Cody ended up kicking Nakamura, ended up hitting the Cody cutter. So Cody started punching Nakamura. They both started trading punches in the center of the ring. Nakamura ended up going for a kick, but Cody ended up avoiding that. Cody ended up hitting the bionic elbow to Nakamura. Nakamura ended up quickly coming back with a kick to Cody's skull. Nakamura connected with an inverted back suplex. Cody then avoided the Kinshasa, and he ended up rolling Nakamura up before hitting the pedigree. So Cody ended up going for the cover, and Nakamura ended up kicking out. So Cody then sized Nakamura up. Nakamura then ended up spinning the red mist in Cody's face. Nakamura then grabbed Cody, but Cody ended up instinctively flipped Nakamura over, and he ended up hitting the crossroads. So Cody ended up going for the cover, and Nakamura ended up kicking out. So Nakamura ended up beating Cody down with the cowbell. He ended up charging for the Kinshasa, but Cody blocked it. Cody then low blowed Nakamura with the rope between his legs. So Cody flipped Nakamura over using the ropes, and he hit the crossroads. He ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Cody Rhodes ended up winning the match. So Michael Cole on commentary, he kept saying that this doesn't end the controversy, and that it has to feel good for Cody. So all of a sudden, Drew McIntyre attacked Cody from behind. McIntyre counted down, the 3, 2, 1, and he laid out Cody with the Claymore. McIntyre kicked up. He stood over Cody. He then looked at the WrestleMania 40 sign, and that was how Monday Night Raw went off the air. Overall, decent match between Cody and Nakamura here, the bull rope match. But was it really needed? No. But still, they put on a decent match. But overall, Monday Night Raw, just a boring, awful show it was tonight. But anyways, that's it for the Monday Night Raw review. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. So, see you then.